And here we are, folks. Game 1 of Ctrl Alt Elite versus Victoria's Secret. Let's see what Ctrl Alt Elite can bring out to try to stick it to the man, so to speak, on this VSH squad. First bans coming out for Ctrl Alt Elite is on that Lulu. I'm not really familiar if whether Looney Tune or Waffle play it in the top lane. But LeBlanc being banned out. Now, I'm almost interested to see whether they ban Ahri from Mesu. From what I can remember, Mesu does play Ahri quite a bit. But Graves being taken out, as well as Morgana. So a lot of focus on flex picks from Ctrl Alt Elite. I wonder if they're going to run that Lissandra in the top lane. Morgana heavily counters Morgana up there. And it is going to be the Jarvan as the final ban. And there it is, the Lissandra ban from VSH. Just taking that away from Ctrl Alt Elite. But first picks up that Vi. Now, VSH has their pick of the litter right now. VS Rambo and Valorant both having quite strong dual pair bottoms. Valorant loves that Zyra. Does still have it. As well as Lucian and Kalista open for Rambo. But Planeswalker is going to hover around that Sejuani. Sejuani just such a popular pickup, and really, who can blame teams? Even with the nerf, it's still so strong. Really, the nerf was just a quality of life for players. It made Sejuani... It put more pressure on Sejuani to actually hit the ultimate and not just have it in the general location of enemy players. So a little bit of counterplay, but Waffle actually going for that Scion up top. Now, for those of you who don't know, there has been a role swap on VSH. Their jungler and top laner switched. So let's see if Waffle how much he's adjusted to that top lane. And same with Planeswalker to the jungle. We'll see if the communication is there with their new roles. And that could be the in that Ctrl Alt Elite need. Now, Apollo's hovering over that Sivir, not having the best record in BCAL right now. I'm pretty sure Sivir is 0-3. Has been picked either 3 or 4 times. Has not won a single game, regardless, in BCAL. Not an ADC that chunks out tanks very often. Not a very hyper carry oriented ADC. But we'll see if they can make it work this time. She does bring a lot of utility, though, on the hunt. Able to help her team reposition and chase down fights. But there is Rambo's Lucian. Looney Tune taking a page from his Earth book. Really wants now in the mood to play that Zed. But Rambo gets his Lucian. Quite a comfort pick for him too. A lot of ability coming up. And Ctrl Alt Elite ends up rounding out their team comp with an Orianna and Shyvana. But there it is. Who is Valorant going to play in that support role? It's gonna be Thresh. Okay, so the wife steal lane. He could still change that. Zyra is there. There will be a lot of lockdown with Planeswalker, but I think they're a little bit hesitant about the Alistair pick. I'm not so sure. But it is going to be that Thresh. So wife steal lane for the bottom. Such a strong lane. Now Apollo. Well, who is their ADC? Tinterin. Okay, so Tinterin does have his spell shield available. It looks like they are going to have that Shyvana top lane. And actually a great pick going against that Sion. With the percentage health, Sion really has to be watchful of that damage coming out from Shyvana. Also scales very well. Interesting pickup from Ctrl Alt Elite, but I like it. Kind of a nice pick, considering the fact that the meta has switched to this big, beefy tanks. And Shyvana doing quite a bit of work with that and scales very well into the late game. But Apollo is going to be on that fight. Let's see if they can get some early picks before VSH do ramp up in that tankiness. VS Rambo is going to have to be very careful. There's a lot of initiation and dive from Ctrl Alt Elite. So his team need to be very careful to peel for him. You can most definitely get sure that VS Rambo is going to pick up a Quicksilver Sash quite early on. Now might be also the in that Ctrl Alt Elite needs, considering the fact that an early Quicksilver Sash means less damage. So we'll see if Ctrl Alt Elite can capitalize on VSH's like during the laning phase before that mid-game spike happens. But both teams having a solid picks and bans phase. I can't fault each team though. No real weaknesses there. The only hesitance that I have though is going to be that Sivir and how Tinterin can make that work. A, during the laning phase, and B, also in team fights. So I will be keeping my eye out for that. But without further ado, guys, as the time delay winds down, we're going to throw it over to music break, and we will see you when we load onto the Rift. And here we are, folks, in game 1. Ctrl-Alt-Delete versus Victoria's Secret. Not going to be as high-paced as the previous Ultra Rapid Fire match, but should be quite interesting. As I said, VSH is the only team right now left undefeated. If they drop a game today against Ctrl-Alt-Delete, they are going to reset that race for the top spot with Virtual Killers and the White Camp. And if Ctrl-Alt-Delete can pull out a 2-0, actually drops VSH down out of that race right now for the team, but Valorant actually picks them up. Chaos Claw getting caught out quite a bit. 4 members will force Chaos Claw to flash. So a nice pickup there, getting that free summoner from Chaos Claw, but he does get away with his life. Good reaction there, not going to save his flash. And the flash start actually coming out from Waffle Waffle in the top lane. Afraid of that Shyvana poke. Going to sustain quite well. An aggressive start with the Doran's Blade from Jorman. We'll see how that works out for him up there. Hopefully he's able to dodge these flying minions coming out towards his face. But Sivir and Alistair is actually a fantastic combo on the hunt. Helps Chaos Claw get in there. And helps Sivir sustain through her laning phase. So not a bad pickup in a team-oriented way. Again, very smart picks coming out from both teams during Champ Select. Now it's going to be that Orianna and Zed skill matchup, something that we're well aware of. Nice play from Tintaran though, but Death Sentence does get blocked out by a minion. Could have been a little bit #dicey for Tintaran. It was level 2 though. Don't know if she leveled up her spell shield. I don't think that was the case. Oh, but Jorman does dodge out that flying minion. And really, that needs to happen, or the armor reduction from those minions are just going to shred Jorman in trades. We'll lose that. Death Sentence not finding it smart though. Onto Tintaran. Apollo is up here. They try to set up a gank onto Waffle. Waffle actually will check the bush. Apollo will be there. Does get the chase now. Waffle having no mana. Nice Q. Forces the flash out of Waffle. Jorman flashes though. Might have been a little bit of a mistake considering the fact that there was no CC to back that up. Planeswalker poking his head up in the top lane to see if he can counter gank. See how deep they were willing to chase for Waffle, but that did not happen. Ctrl-Alt-Delete. Just taking the win. Now, Apollo has yet to go back for his jungle item. Again, Trailblazers has been so... meanwhile, Looney Tune doing a lot of damage onto Mesu. Chunking him out quite a bit. Now, Planeswalker is actually going to see what he can find in the mid lane. This could be a little bit dicey. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Valorant taking a lot of poke. Though, there they are as engaged right there. Planeswalker will hit Mesu. Mesu will have enough mana, though, to put on a commander, a protect. But so far, First Blood still eludes both teams right now. Death Sentence not missing for Valorant as they go on. Nice knock up as Rambo is forced to dash away. Exhaust is popped on Tintaran as well as Rambo. They need to get it. Heal popped as well to disengage from that fight. Taking a lot of minion aggro though. Tintaran not able to chase as far as his cow counterpart. Apollo is here though, trying to see if he can find a gank. But nice spell shield. Oh, Lantern Dan coming out, but Apollo's here for the counter. Tintaran will drop to Rambo, but the flash from Valorant. Nice death sentence onto Apollo. Chaos Claw kind of not really doing much because he is out of mana. He cannot give another kill to them, and he does not as Apollo and Chaos Claw back away. But of a superb Lantern gang coming out from Planeswalker. It looks like the communication is there, as that role swap is not showing any signs of weakness for now. But Rambo is going to back for the first time. Tintaran does pick up a pickaxe for his first back, and it's going to be a BF sword. So a lot of difference there for ADCs. But nice pink wards coming out from VSH though. Putting a high stress in Vision, as they already have 1 pink ward on the map right now, 2 in their inventories. But Looney Tune goes on to Messer right now. Deathmark will go exhaust. Nice. Will be popped onto Looney Tune. Make sure he backs off from there. Vision Ward getting taken out by Planeswalker. Will drop one for himself as well. Meanwhile, it looks like a CS is pretty even on all fronts. Looney Tune coming away with a little bit of a CS advantage. Oh, Waffle will go on to Jorman. The knockup doesn't miss. Oh, the ultimate from Jorman gets cancelled thanks to Planeswalker coming in, but he will get away with his life. Now, as it's saying, because of Looney Tune's aggression up in the middle lane, he has come out with a CS advantage. Look at the respect that Messu is giving him right now. Forced to sit under tower, considering the fact that he is low mana. Was able to heal up thanks to some pots. Woo! But Jarman TP to the top lane. Will pick up that wave under his turret. Bless me for hiccups right now. Cutlass already finished onto Jorman, so it's going to help him sustain through that lane, maybe even trade with Waffle again. Look at that damage coming out. Actually pops that Cutlass as he goes on to Waffle. He is in a bit of trouble right now. Jorman not dodging the knockup, though, was an easy sidestep. But shield will be enough to disengage Valorant. Just sweeping the bush. Planeswalker actually making his way down there. That sweep might have all been planned, as another Lantern gank will come in. Nice stat sentence on Chaos Claw though, but he's not tanky yet. Boxes drop right now. Tintaran is exhausted. Chaos Claw forced to flash out to save his life. But again, a nice gank coming out from Planeswalker, putting the pressure on this bot lane. Meanwhile, Jorman is trying to duel Waffle, pushing him out of lane. And with that, vision for Victoria's Secret on that dragon could be a possibility for them, knowing that Chaos Claw does not have any summoners. But they need to watch out, considering the fact that Thresh Box is on cooldown. But Apollo staying quite a long time down here. Is 6 wants that assault and battery on VS Rambo, but will just opt to back away. Will actually find Valorant right now, doing quite a bit of poke onto him. Will land the Q. Valorant in trouble. Will flash at the last second, but assault and battery will come out. That's still going to be a dead Valorant, holding on to that flash just a little too long, and but Looney Tune has come in, has rotated down. Apollo has a death mark, not enough, but it's going to be a shadow to kill him. Rambo doing quite a bit of damage as Chaos Claw and Tintaran quite lost. Double kill for Looney Tune. Can Chaos find the answer? He does, as Chaos Claw picks up Looney Tune. Will headbutt Rambo away. He doesn't have any mana, and Chaos Claw will be able to walk out of that one. A 2-for-1 trade. Thankfully, Chaos Claw will pick up that kill. I feel like Tintaran not really auto-attacking that entire time. VS Rambo was able to just do so much damage on the back of that. And that's going to be a dragon picked up for VSH. Thanks to that double kill from Looney Tune. Now, they just made Mesu's life a whole lot harder. Not only is he behind in CS, but Looney Tune was able to pick up a double kill by the Dragon Pit. Hopefully Apollo will show some love to his mid laner. Going to try to put some pressure there. But nice deep wards coming out from Ctrl Alt Delete. Apollo doing quite a good job. I would like to see some upgraded trinkets by him as soon as he is able. But Jorman is level 9 right now, up in the top lane. But meanwhile, a nice Ice Prism coming in from Planeswalker. Chaos Claw will surely fall here as they go on to Tintaran. Nice death sentence on him. Culling will net Rambo a double kill. And Planeswalker finally, his camp paying off. Just able to put so much more aggression on the map than Apollo right now. So far, that is going to be a 2k lead for Victoria's Secret. Right now, 3-0-2 on that Lucian as the bot tower falls for Ctrl Alt Delete. Planeswalker actually spots a nice vision ward, going to pick it up for his trouble. Now, Ctrl Alt Delete not really protecting the vision that they placed down, could bite them in the butt as they are spending a lot of their income on these vision wards. Need to make sure that they keep them alive. But Mesu doing a great job keeping up in CS. He is still behind though, but has caught up considerably thanks to Looney Tunes roam. Jorman will catch out Waffle Waffle. Oh, Dragon Descent not hitting its mark, but does pick up Waffle Waffle's flash for his trouble. So that is going to be a back for him. Jorman will put some pressure onto the tower, but Looney Tune has come up to the top lane. Needs to watch out. Death Mark will go on him. Jorman doesn't have any Dragon Descent. Waffle Waffle has joined back into the fight, but he's low right now. But it doesn't matter. Jorman getting taken out by Waffle Waffle. A nice roam coming from Looney Tune. Mesu really can't answer the roam coming out of the Zed. Is forced to just stay in lane. Hopefully get catch back up in CS. Maybe put some pressure on that tower, but it looks like they are pinging it down. 3 members of Ctrl Alt Delete are here. Planeswalker doing his best though to try to wave clear. To stop this aggression, needs to watch out. There's a lot of dive potential coming out from Mesu, Apollo, and Chaos Claw. Well, it looks like they're just going to back off for now. With the wards on the map resetting a bit, it looks like VSH though has the upper hand, has some deep wards in the bot jungle of Ctrl-Alt-Delete. Might help them out on rotating towards that middle, and that's exactly what they do. Valorant and Rambo have joined that fight mid, wanting to put some pressure on this middle tower before the next dragon spawns in just under 2 minutes. But Jorman will pick up the top turret for his efforts right now. Dragon Descent will go on to Waffle Waffle. He has finished that Blade of the Ruined King, and Waffle needs to get out of there as he gets chunked out quite low. Jorman will pick up this kill though, and unfortunately, Death Surge not going to be enough. Apollo gets caught out with Ice Prism, and Culling will finish him off. Meanwhile, Valorant doing his best to try and stop this, but what does he think as the tower goes down? That is going to be a kill. On the hunt being popped too. Valorant, nice flay. Exhaust is dropped. A lot of summoners though just to hit the support. Finally, Tintaran will pick up the kill, but have they committed to too much? Tintaran will actually just die. Valorant picks up the kill, but I guess they committed way too much for it. Chaos Claw trying to get the execute from himself, but Planeswalker will flash for it. And Ctrl-Alt-Delete making some questionable calls right now. VSH not going to let them get away with something like an execute. And it looks like they're already setting up for that dragon that's going to come up in 10 seconds. Now Ctrl-Alt-Delete does have vision of this dragon. Apollo puts in more, sees that their dragon has spawned. Valorant putting a deep ward in though, might pay for his life if he stays for that vision ward, as Masu is here, tries to poke Valorant out. Apollo is here as well. Going to see if Valorant can hook over the wall, will be able to, but the boomerang from Tintaran will follow him up. Unfortunately, the dragon still goes over to VSH. No steal coming out from Ctrl-Alt-Delete, but they will ping that middle turret, and they will grab a kill for that mid. But I might have spoken too soon though, as Planeswalker and Looney Tune are here. But nice Ice Prism on 3, Cullen coming out, Apollo taking a chunk of that, not able to go. Assault and Batter onto Mesu because he had no other choice, but there it is. Looney Tune picks up a Chaos Claw off the back of that with a Death Sentence. Meanwhile, top lane, the two Beast Modes are going at it. Jorman and Waffle so tanky up here, but Blade of the Ruined King doing so much work for Jorman. And Waffle really can't do anything against the Shyvana. What a pickup for Shyvana. What a pickup from Ctrl-Alt-Delete though, picking that Shyvana in that matchup. Definitely paying off from them, but the rotation from Planeswalker and VS Rambo going to try to put some pressure onto that top turret. Trying to just take out all these T1s from Ctrl-Alt-Delete to help their rotations. But Jarman needs to get out of there. He does have a Polo, but will land the Q. Planeswalker so tanky though, putting so much damage onto Polo. He needs to get out of there. He'll being Papa VS Rambo as he tries, but nice headbutt pulverized combo, and Chaos Claw will get the shutdown. Jarman dropping quite low as Planewalker turns this around. He needs to watch out for the re-engage though from Ctrl-Alt-Delete, but it looks like they're not going to, as Planewalkers will just clear out the minions. They're making sure that his wave is pushing in his team's favor. And so far this Shyvana is huge right now, getting those 2 kills up there. Now Waffle built a Warmogs, kind of working in favor of Jarman though, doing that percent health based damage with that Blade of the Ruined King. Finally picking up his Glacial Shroud though should help. But Shyvana does have mixed damage already picked up. That Sunfire Cape is going to do even more burn. And what dragon doesn't like more fire? Hitting that 20-minute mark now with Baron being spawned. Both teams very even right now. Actually, 2 Warmogs finished for Victoria's Secret as Planeswalker also picks himself up 1. Infinity Edge finished for both ADCs in this game though. And Morellonomicon was the choice of Mesu. An interesting pickup from him. And quite a bit late too, as he is delaying that Zhonya's that he so desperately needs against this very big Zed. 3-1-1 Looney Tune has that Blade of the Ruined King and Brutalizer. Finding himself in a good position right now. But Mesu has surpassed Looney Tune in the mid lane. The roams from Looney Tune have definitely not necessarily backfired, but has helped Mesu catch back up and farm. Terran though gets caught out by a death sentence, and that'll be a death sentence. Huge shockwave from Mesu, but there is really no follow-up. A late TP from Jorman though, going to try to clean up this fight, but Looney Tune gets assault and batteried. Will pick up the kill though on Chaos Claw, as meanwhile Jorman zoning out the entire back line. VS Rambo and Valorant falling really low. Jorman will pick up 1. Mesu and Apollo trying to get Waffle, and they do. It's going to be a 2-for-3 trade as VS Rambo actually gets away with his life. Valorant sacrificing his life like any good support for his ADC. But with that win, Ctrl Alt Delete is going to take this T2 mid tower. So great rotations coming out from Ctrl Alt Delete. A little bit of a late TP from Jorman, but they do end up making it work. And VSH right now, even though they're up in kills, even though they're up in drags, are down in gold because of the, well, actually quite even in gold now. They haven't pushed the waves out. Sorry, back out. But yeah, Ctrl Alt Delete on par with VSH right now. They really need a dragon though soon. Cannot let Victoria's Secret run away with this dragon account. Giving up a free 5 dragons would spell disaster for them. But Jorman coming up big for his team right now. 3-1-1 on par. This Shyvana is doing so much work, and this is going to be the dragon that they can test. Chaos Claw trying to zone out, but they are deep within the Dragon Pit. Planeswalker trying to go, actually smites it away! Apollo not there with the smites. Culling being blocked out by Chaos Claw, but nice shockwave onto 2 members. Assault and Battery will follow up and net them the Valorant kill. Waffle is surely going to fall out of this one. And all because Planeswalker not in that fight is actually over the dragon wall. Apollo going to try to chase him, but he is very low on health. Terran and the Chaos Claw will try to fast push this. Meanwhile, Looney Tune was split pushing that entire time in the top lane. Does get them a tower, but they lose that team fight pretty handedly. Victoria's Secret turning that bad situation into a less of a bad situation, having Looney Tune just do that split push on that Zed. But Jorman can very well duel Looney Tune on that Shyvana. Should have enough armor to answer for it. And unfortunately, Looney Tune not having TP won't be able to join those fights if Jorman is able to chunk him out from that split push. But disaster though in that dragon pit could have been so much worse for VSH. Planeswalker coming through with that smite. A little bit of a misplay for him though, as both teams are just going to try to posture. Might see some dragon, or sorry, Baron warding coming out. We might see some Baron team fights. It looks like vision control for Victoria's Secret though is peppered around the river, just the entrances to their jungle. I would very much like to see upgraded trinkets though for both teams. Some players still fallen behind from that. Needs to happen to help with this vision war, as both teams are kind of lacking on that front. But it looks like both Planeswalker and Waffle are now going to pick up that Spectral Scowls each. It looks like they might go for a Spirit Visage, considering the fact that both of them are sitting on War Mugs. Mesu finally working towards that Zhonya's Hourglass. Needs some penetration though versus this beefy front line of VSH. Now Rambo has gone for that Phantom Dancer. Oh, but there's the duel that I was talking about. Jorman getting initiated onto Looney Tune. Looney Tune doing so much damage as Deathmark pops. He does have that Yumu's and Last Whisper. Apollo getting caught out though. Nice Command Protect coming out from Mesu. Will keep him safe as 4 members go on here. Planeswalker not really the person that they want. Seeing if they can get a big sign ulti. Waffle misses out, but Tintaran getting chunked out in the back, doing almost no damage to Planeswalker. Apollo though getting chunked out. VS Rambo will pick up the kill for that. Meanwhile, Chaos Claw surely will go down. The slow from Planeswalker, and Looney Tune will come out from the bot lane. Who are they going to give this to? And it looks like their Planeswalker is just going to take that. Control Alt Delete. That fight not really going in their favor whatsoever. Fighting in that narrow corridor of the jungle. Can't really use the kite potential from On the Hunt. They need to stay away from those close quarter fighting, where the CC from VS is just too strong. And with that, they do answer with a T2 tower of their own. Meanwhile, Looney Tune has continued that split push. Jorman finding out that he indeed can't go against, or can't 1v1 Looney Tune. Will opt to let that tower go. Going for that Spectre Scowl. With such an AD heavy team, it really saddens my heart to see no Frozen Hearts yet. With a double AD comp coming out from VSH, it's a very easy itemization, but another team fight coming in right now. So far, no one's died. Planeswalker actually dipping low in the red. Waffle is gonna go down as they turn back. Nice Command Protect onto Tintaran. Will save his life as Waffle's Death Surge tries to get it. Unfortunately, Tintaran will make it out. Mesu though gets Deathmarked on. It's not going to be enough, as Looney Tune will just back out of that. Chaos Claw needs to get out of there though, has no team to follow up. They will have to give up yet another dragon. The health bars for Control Alt Delete is just not there. Valorant though trying to zone. Nice headbutt pulverize. Apollo is going to try to go, but can't steal it. Is going to be sacrificed though for that attempt. And VSH sitting pretty with 4 dragons. What can Control Alt Delete do? They have kept neck and neck with VSH right now, but somehow just losing in these dragon fights. Just not having enough damage output to chunk through these tanks. And Rambo and Looney Tune doing a very good job positioning themselves so that either Apollo is overstepping or they just don't get touched. But there it is, Jorman trying to go onto Waffle Waffle to stop this aggression from them. Meanwhile, 4 members of each team dancing around in the bot lane. But VSH does not need to do anything too ballsy, as they are sitting comfortably. Valorant, though, kind of alone, does get caught out by Tinterin. Does have Looney Tune, though. Still there, cancels his back to help his support. And Control Alt Delete trying to sweep their jungle, clear out the vision, and maintain control of their territory. We're getting to that point where a huge team fight can swing the favor to each team. So as I said, both teams are quite even right now. As I see that, I would like more armor itemizations. Spell Shield not on point for Tinterin. Does pop the heal. Not going to be enough, as Looney Tune will just solo kill Control Alt Delete's ADC. And in all honesty, that is all Control Alt Delete need to be building right now. Armor, armor, and more armor. If they are able to survive the burst coming out from Looney Tune, they should be in a good place right now. The CC, if there is no damage coming up from the CC of Waffle, and Planeswalker, Victoria's Secret could find themselves in some trouble. But right now, Looney Tune is so big, as well as Rambo, able to really chunk out the tankiest members of Control Alt Delete. And pings from Control Alt Delete onto that Baron. They know VSH is doing it, but they are in no position to fight them. They could make them pay right now, but it looks like they're just gonna back off and defend their base. Again, Looney Tune threatening that split push, being so effective on that Zed. But Jorman will go on. Looney Tune shadows away. Blade of the Ruined King was popped right now, but Yumuz is going to make sure that he gets away to safety. Meanwhile, Rambo and Planeswalker, along with Valorant, threaten this inhibitor. But Valorant getting caught right now. Tinterin trying to chunk away, but really not auto-attacking too much. Valorant, nice flake coming out from him. Assault and Battery on the support. Seems like a waste. Gets exhausted. Won't even pick up Valorant for his efforts as Chaos Claw with Mesu try to defend this. But Waffle and Planeswalker just way too tanky. And Apollo now getting caught in that Eye Prism. Sion ulti will knock him up. Deathmark on Jumanji in the Jorman in the bot lane will chunk him out, forcing him to back off. That's going to be a Nexus turret. That is going, or the inhib turret, mind you. I'm getting ahead of myself now. And an inhib in the bot lane. Meanwhile, Waffle is left alone to pick yet another inhib for his team. And this is where I was worried about that Sivir pick. Hyper carries are very needed in this game right now. The tank meta is just so very strong that ADCs are having trouble getting through all that armor, all that health, and unfortunately Sivir just not an ADC that can do that. That being said, neither can Lucian, but with that mid-game power spike, they were able to run away with a lead. Lucian 8-1 and 5, having a 60 CS difference on Tinterran is just all the difference that you need. You know, I would have much rather liked to see a Jinx to get through all this health and armor, but unfortunately that is not the case. Now a Baron up, Victoria's Secret are gonna go for their 5th drag. Apollo is going to try for the steal, does not get it. Planeswalker's smiting is just too on point this game. And with 3 inhibs down for Ctrl-Alt-Delete, it is really only a formality right now. Ctrl-Alt-Delete staying neck and neck with VS. But in the end, a couple of team fights that did not go in their favor. In the jungle of Victoria's Secret, definitely not a place where you want this team comp to fight. Was enough of an advantage for Victoria's Secret to close out this game 1. And the last team fight's going around. Assault and Battery onto Planeswalker from Apollo, but GG, well played for VS as they pick up the win in game number 1 versus Ctrl-Alt-Delete.